company this Ramadan.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to the show. This is my Ramadan table, and I'm going to be speaking to Taahirah Saloojee now. Taahirah embodies the spirit of service. Welcome to my table, Taahirah. I know you're a paramedic, a student, and an alima, and a dedicated public speaker. I know we have chatted before in our other show, but so welcome to the show, Taahirah. How are you?
Assalamu alaikum. Alhamdulillah, I'm well. Jazakallah for having me on.
It's a pleasure. And tell me, how are you and how has, well, you answered that. How has your Ramadan been? Can you share more about your Ramadan so far?
So, Alhamdulillah. Yeah, so far, Alhamdulillah, so far so good. It's, I
Good.
think, a very different from my previous Ramadans because I've had to adjust a lot of my own self-expectations because of, like, as you mentioned, studying at the moment and having a very
Hmm.
taxing schedule. But Alhamdulillah, so far so good. Yeah, can't complain.
Can't complain. Alhamdulillah. Now I'm going to go back into tell us more about yourself. I know because I know you've spoken about it before, but for our new listeners that don't know who Taahirah Saloojee is, can you share more on that?
Oh, where to start? I think if you have 2 days, we might cover
No,
it.
that's perfect. We have
No,
enough
so
time.
Alhamdulillah.
Mhm.
No, Alhamdulillah, I've been through different stages. Alhamdulillah, I am an alima. I've been teaching. I used to teach for many, many years. Currently, my teaching scaled down to like just tafsir once a month, which is online.
Mhm.
I'm currently a student of emergency medical healthcare. So, in layman's terms, I'm becoming a paramedic. Please
Mhm.
make dua for me.
Ameen.
Additionally to that, I also serve on a humanitarian basis. I definitely humanitarian at heart, love public speaking.
Ameen.
I can
Oh, we seem to have lost Tyra there. Let's
speak,
just
as you
check
can
again.
see,
Oh,
as
you're
a
back.
wife and a daughter and an aunt and all of those things as well.
Perfect. We
Can you
missed
hear
you
me,
there for
Yasmin?
a bit. We can hear you now.
Okay.
So do you just want to repeat the first sentence that you
Ah,
said?
yeah, that's no problem. I think I started with saying that I am an alima, alhamdulillah, qualified alima,
Mhm.
and at the moment I'm studying emergency medical care, which in layman's terms would be paramedic. And then I think after that you got me from there.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Jazakallah. And tell us about your family and how it's made you into who you are today. Do you want to share something both spiritually and personally?
Um, yeah, so Alhamdulillah, I'm the fourth of six children.
Oh,
So we
mashallah.
grew up a fairly large family, Alhamdulillah,
So
a
Eid
bit
must have
away
been
from the
really
extended
fun.
family. So it was very, very fun, especially so when I think Eid, yes, definitely Ramadan
Mhm.
Eid, but I definitely can testify that Bakri Eid used to be the most fun because we would
Mhm.
slaughter in the yard. And when I say we, I mean literally my father and us siblings would do
Oh,
everything from the
mashallah.
slaughtering to the skinning to the slicing. So very
Oh,
fun,
wow.
Alhamdulillah. So yeah, so
That's
we six
great.
children. We grew up away from most of the from all of the extended family. So we grew up quite close in that terms to each other, alhamdulillah. All set of sort of on different paths, alhamdulillah. And
Alhamdulillah.
yeah, so growing up it was an adventure and a half. And coming from I think that type of a background, my father's an alim. He also obviously under that purview he would be speak. So I definitely think I got that from him.
Mhm.
With the humanitarian part, I must say I attribute a lot of that to my mother's influence. She
Ameen.
always was the person who, very quietly in her own way, always doing things for the people who you might tend to overlook. Growing up in a very
Mhm.
small little communities in Yava, Rustenburg in the Northwest Province. So Alhamdulillah, that's where I would come from.
Alhamdulillah, shukr. I know Saira's got a few questions for you. Saira, do you want to ask Taira the questions you have?
Yes, I will. Jazakallah for that. Assalamu alaikum, Tahira. Mashallah. Loving your getting to know you better, subhanallah. And mashallah on your accomplishments and achievements. And may you attain that paramedic certification soon with the greatest of ease. I
Oh,
mean,
I mean,
I mean,
I
yeah, it will
mean,
come easy. It will come.
yeah, it
very
will.
big I mean to that. I don't know about the easy, but Alhamdulillah so far.
Allah make it easy for you, inshallah.
I
I
mean,
mean, definitely, I mean.
so, mashallah, I must make this comment. I'm so inspired that you shared your different achievements and accomplishments and the different things that you are doing with your life, subhanallah. Because I think often we have a very restricted image when somebody says they are an alima. We somehow just box them in one
Mm-hmm.
category of life, and we think that okay, that's just
Mm.
whatever our image gets conjured up about what an alima's role is, alhamdulillah, in society. But your CV, alhamdulillah, subhanallah, shows that it doesn't just stop there. You are going to give of yourself in very many ways, and subhanallah, that is a very fantastic role model there that we have for women to aspire to be, and to also showcase that Islamically women are strong and they are capable and they are able and they are opportunities. So subhanallah, may Allah take you from strength to strength. Um, so as a student of emergency medical care and as an alima, how do you blend your spiritual learning with the teachings of the Quran?
So, Alhamdulillah, first I must say, as much as you said about, being achievements and inspiring and all of that, while I can appreciate and Alhamdulillah, Jazakallah for that, which Allah has covered my faults and that's why you're seeing that. But I'd like to also just maybe, before I go into your question, a little bit of maybe perspective or encouragement that when you're in something, sometimes you just do what needs to be done without.
Oh no, we seem to have lost Tyra again. Let's just check with the technical side. We seem to have lost Tyra. I think load shedding has her on her side. Just give it a few minutes.
And she was about to take a deep dive. We were going to
Yes.
something, mashallah, very inspiring from her. Inshallah, she'll reconnect soon.
I mean,
And,
yes, yeah, I
we'll
agree
get
with
her
you.
feedback. But I think what is inspiring and as sisters to take from her so far, and she will probably give us more information, is yes, we're not stuck in one role. And, we don't necessarily have to only look at life from one angle of. So for example, if we are mothers, our duty isn't just to the home and the household. We also have a duty to ourselves, where we get to educate ourselves, develop ourselves further, do things that bring us joy and allow us to be out there in the world, because we are still members of larger society and communities. And I think that is something inspiring to see on Sister Tahira's profile, is that subhanallah, she's trying to achieve other things with her life, subhanallah.
Subhanallah. Okay, I think we have Tyra on the phone now. Let me just test with her and see. Assalamu alaikum, Tyra. Can you hear me? Yes, we can. I can hear you. You're a bit faint, but I can hear you. Tyra, can you hear her?
I can hear you, Tyra.
There we go. I believe Tyra was going to deep dive into a really, really impactful answer.
Okay. Yes, no problem.
Do you want to repeat the question, Sarah?
Okay, I think so the essence of my question was just how does your spiritual learning and teachings of the Quran impact on your life, since alhamdulillah you have these different roles, and currently you're also studying to achieve something further for yourself, subhanallah. And then you were going to tell us a little bit more about all these achievements and dive deep.
No, so this back to, connecting the two. I like what you mentioned initially about us necessarily putting, if a person says they're an art, then it's just putting them in a sort of a box or a frame of mind with people to be in a certain way. And I think so. I thought in the near way of everything as things done in. But from alhamdulillah, especially through my years of studying and by becoming an alima, what I discovered was that there's so much more I mean, we love as Muslims to say when we're explaining things, we say that, you know what, it's not just a religion, it's actually. But I mean, that's well and good if we're saying it, but how we implement it, how we practice it. If we look into and the magic of the tafsir of Quran, where you're discussing the laws and you're discussing the human body and you're discussing so many things in great detail that actually comprise of so many other different subject expressions that we tend to separate from our deen. So for me, that intersection between our passion of this work that not necessarily enhance it, that deen can enhance those professions, that would be a better way to say. So like, if we do something as simple as studying the physiology or the anatomy of the human body, I mean, it boggles the imagination. I have a lecturer who mentioned now, it's like human body is an amazing thing. And for me, the way that you can correlate that is almost not towards first, not that. So the relationship of being able to, or the section of us as Muslims being able to take lessons and the professions and the things that are involved around that, and be able to relate to our in a way, mentalize and become, it's a very bad line. I like to say that by means of intention, your dunya can become deen. But what is the actual practical aspect of that? You cannot get that without attaining knowledge of both deen and dunya. By attaining knowledge of both of these so-called, rating it as deen and dunya because it's how people would understand it. But if we delve deeper into it, I mean, alhamdulillah, I'm very, very lucky, because I'm managing to get into a profession that not only am I extremely passionate about, but it's completely serves humanity. And there's a very famous Urdu saying that goes around, if you've been in the room, you'll be very familiar with it, that ibadat se jannat milta hai, lekin khidmat se khuda milta hai. That if you make ibadat and you spend lots of time making ibadat, you get in Jannah. But if you serve humanity, you will actually be the owner of Jannah, which is Allah, which means you obviously have a good chance of gaining Jannah if you've gained and earned the owner of Jannah, the creator of Jannah. So Allah has placed such great reward and virtue in these things. And then, I mean, if we go further and we look into the Sahaba, Muawiyah radiallahu anhu, who established the first naval base, Umar radiallahu anhu, who established a postal system and established all of these things. Now, in today's time, if we look at those things, we think in our minds we need a separation wall between each one of it. And we're like, this belongs there and this is this and this is that and that's that, and they can't mix. So fair enough, I understand that. But for us to be able to gain the benefits of our deen and to create a true intersection of living as a true Muslim in this world, where you are gaining knowledge and you are going to become a positive force, an influential person who can take Islam from where it is to better and who can contribute positively to the entire Ummah and especially the Muslim Ummah. I think we need to realize that intersection, and I think that's what I try and seek to do every day.
Subhanallah.
Subhanallah. MashaAllah. May Allah accept of you, my sister. I'm so inspired and chuffed, for lack of a better word, right now, that you spoke about the way of life that Islam actually is and the interception of putting things into practice. And I must iterate something here as well. We have this huge misconception in our lives that religious practices somehow are different from daily life practices, and I'm loving the fact that you are somehow connecting, or I'm connecting with you on that level, inshallah, where I feel we need to break that stereotyping in our minds, because when you look at the verse of knowledge in Islam, when Allah Ta'ala told the angels that He was going to create Adam alayhi salam, and the angels were concerned that, oh Allah, what is this being going to do on earth? And then Allah said, you don't know the knowledge I have and what is going to be out there, what I'm actually putting out for this creation. I'm just very loosely translating. And then when Allah Ta'ala teaches Adam alayhi salam the names of everything, that was the first port of knowledge. every bit of knowledge that we have, which now somehow we've kind of deemed as secular and Islamic knowledge, is I feel is not entirely correct for me. I believe that when Allah taught Adam and Islam the names of everything, He gifted him the intellect and the abilities to then learn, and then and as generations then were created, we implemented all this knowledge and all the things that we've learned from different languages and different experiences. So subhanallah, I love the fact that we interact that. I mean, we put that all together. Subhanallah.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Saira, we're just going to quickly, before we get into the next one, we're going to quickly break for an ad break, and we will get Taahirah back online, inshallah. Are we breaking for an ad? Yeah, I think we're going into an ad break now. We seem to have some gremlins.
Salam Media, your spiritual companion this Ramadan.
Dad, these Frymax chips are so tasty. Wow, that really takes me back. My dad bought me a Frymax chips every day after school. They were my favorite when I was your age as well. Quality is at the very heart of what we do, and that's why we ensure that every Frymax packet is filled with the beautiful goodness and flavor-packed taste that you've come to expect from us since 1982. Frymax, from generation to generation.
Freedom Stationery supply Marlin and Marlin Kids pens to me and my school friends. They supply just about everything we need to help us get a better education, from books to files to rulers. In fact, any any accessory we need. Freedom Stationery. Education for the nation. What does accessory mean?
With so many investment options today, it's only natural that you might feel a little confused which route to take. Should I buy shares or should I invest in gold bullion? Randery Jewelers now brings you the Zahab coin, an alternative to the Kruger Rand. The Zahab coin, a solid wealth protector in its purest form of 24-karat gold, is the safest way to protect your wealth. So don't just sit there and watch your paper money depreciate. Change to gold. Call Randery Jewelers now at 031 202 4701 or visit www.rjcoin.co.za, situated at 151 Essenwood Road, Musgrave, Durban. Randery Jewelers, the family name you can trust.
This Ramadan, spread the love with Sunshine D margarine, the perfect addition to your seri table for spreading, baking, and cooking. Sunshine D is rich in essential vitamin A, E, and D, and is the tastiest way to get their day or night started. Sunshine D tastes nice, no lies.
In the Eastern Cape, children are facing unimaginable hunger. A baby was rescued, fed only powdered drink. A young girl lost her life searching for food. Children eat grass to survive and return to school on Mondays too hungry to learn, some even crying from hunger. Teachers and principals are giving what little they have, but it's not enough. This Ramadan, you can make a difference. Help us support Muslim families in Gqeberha and rural Eastern Cape. Together, we can feed hope, fight hunger, foster change. Donate to the Al-Fida Foundation. Send your proof of payments to admin@alfida.co.za for Section 18A tax certificates, or contact us on 041 484 1288.
You are listening to Salam Media live from our headquarters in South Africa. This is Salam Media, keeping you company this Ramadan.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome back. It's 12:26 and we're speaking to Taahirah Saloojee from Ashraful Aid, a humanitarian organization. I know Saira's got some questions with regards to Ashraful Aid. Assalamu alaikum, Taahirah. Can you hear us?
Alaikum assalam. Yes, I definitely can.
Okay, just checking that you're still there. Saira, to you, over to you. Okay, we can't. Okay, there we go. Okay, we can hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah, we're live.
Okay. Taahirah, Jazakallah, welcome back. And so alhamdulillah, you're getting to live your deen, alhamdulillah, like accept of you. Tell us a little bit more about your work with Ashraful Aid.
So, Alhamdulillah, I've been with Ashraful Aid for quite a while now. I initially started off as doing graphic design and then doing the website. Eventually, I took over as the marketing coordinator, which I then left that role when I started studying, as my course of study is quite intensive and takes a lot of time. So currently, I serve as the public representative for the humanitarian effort. Alhamdulillah, I do the interviews and things like that. But what I can say with regards to Ashraful Aid, alhamdulillah, what I found very, since working for them and since working with Ashraful Aid, rather, I'd like to say that I've, alhamdulillah, one of the largest zakat footprints in the country, and the transparency and clarity when working with or donating through Ashraful Aid, alhamdulillah, like beyond.
Subhanallah, may Allah accept everybody's efforts and reward everybody. I mean, is there, and it's the last question before I hand back over to Yasmien, is there a particular project you'd like to showcase while you're with us today and you have a bit of time to do that for Ashraful Aid?
I'm just going to very quickly cover the main ones for Ramadan. So, alhamdulillah, zakat in our farz. As I mentioned, it's one of the biggest zakat footprints in the country. That the Sharia board that oversees the zakat distributions as well as the interviews with the recipients of zakat. So, alhamdulillah, you can be rest assured that your zakat is going to recipients for that. So that's one of our main goals for this month. And not detracting from that, also obviously we have our Palestine appeal, which is very close to the heart of every person across the world at the moment. Our alhamdulillah continue. I'm currently on the ground. I know that the biggest to have, but how we're living in the aid actually. Yes, alhamdulillah, with Ashraful Aid, you are able to see the food being delivered because our teams have been in Gaza for a very long time. So alhamdulillah, the aid continues through that. And then the last one that I'd just like to mention is that it's almost school holidays. So what do you do with your kids for Ramadan? How do you occupy them? So alhamdulillah, across all of our offices nationwide, we have amazing volunteer programs that you can take your kids along, whether they're packing sweets for the underprivileged or donating their time, and you sort of teaching them to be an active part in their charities, practically doing it themselves. And then those who are older in high school and require community service certificates, those can also be issued, inshallah.
Ameen, Ameen, Thumma Ameen. Quickly, thank Jazakallah so much, Taahirah, for being on board. I'm going to quickly do a rapid fire questions for both you and Sarah. Please indulge me. Quick ones. You just need to do quick answers only. So what's your favorite Ramadan drink?
Mango juice.
Mango juice. Okay. And
Sparberry.
you, Sarah? Sparberry. Okay. A dua you find most comforting?
So not to dua, maybe an ayat of Quran that Allah is closer to you than your jugular vein.
Sarah?
Mine currently is Inna Lillahi wa Inna Ilayhi Raji'un.
Yes, lovely, beautiful. Your first choice when breaking your fast. What do you go for first? Taahirah?
Definitely a rutab kajur.
Yeah, same. Rutab kajur, definitely.
Rutab kajur, same here. Favorite thing about Eid?
New clothes.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah. For me, it's just more family.
Family. Favorite Eid dish or snack? Quickly, Taahirah.
Anything chocolate.
And Sarah.
Biryani.
Ooh, now I'm getting hungry. We shouldn't have gone there. And then a Ramadan tradition you cherish. But I'm going to give it to Taahirah first. Give me a Ramadan tradition you cherish.
So when I was young, growing up, my mum and I and whoever was around, we used to put our musallas especially when it was very hot, we used to put our musallas together in the lounge and read salah together there. So definitely that's one of my favorite memories of Ramadan when I was younger.
Oh, subhanallah. Yeah, one of mine was my mom and I would also read our salah together, but I would inevitably fall asleep on the musalla, and she'd have to remind me to get back into the bed. So that's still something I do, fall off to sleep on the musalla afterwards.
Oh, mashallah. Jazakallah so much, Taahirah, for indulging me in that one. And yeah, we're breaking for our next ad break. And when we get back, I think we have got an exciting competition lined up as well. So yeah, when we get that, all of that back when we come back from our ad break.